All right. So on uh, on this particular video, we're gonna do the target is uh, this particular video we're gonna do Richard Cleaves. Uh, Now the deal with this is a summary, so I'm gonna review my notes. I'm gonna add to notes that I'll be showing you. So what this will be is I'll review the whiteboard from a meeting we had with uh, Susan, Shannon, and Aura. So this is three very talented girls that do, you know, uh, we'll call it remote viewing since I used a remote viewing technique with them to do this. We worked together as a team. We worked under my direction because I actually didn't want them to, I didn't ask them to look at this target as a whole. I wanted to have them look at this target in a particular direction. So I literally had them work a particular aspect of the target. And that's what makes group remote viewing so interesting is the fact that one person kind of controls the narrative and then the direction of the flow. So while they still encompass a lot of data and we put the data down as best we can, you're actually controlling the narrative and the flow. So, um, Richard Cleave, let me put that in a darker color. So Richard Cleave was last seen at a particular date and time. So that was the last time anybody had seen him. Or there was um, that was the last time anybody knows where he was physically located. So in the summary, what I did was I went to this spot of the day, the same day that, we did the view. So I think it was 2 days ago. No, it was Saturday. So on Saturday, I wanted everybody to come with me to the spot where Richard Cleaves is. Now, I was very specific about a place, I had a time, I had a date. I wanted them to come with me to this spot only. I didn't want them to try to find anything or do anything, just come to that spot. So, what I'll do is I'll show you what my first board looked like. Let's see if we can do this here. There we go. No, not that one. So, oh, yeah, that is it. Okay, so it's this one. So this is what I was looking for right here. And what you're looking at is the whiteboard as I was drawing it. So this is the very first whiteboard. Okay. So I want to post, and it says I want to post up at the current site, right? I try to describe you know, I wanted to see what I can see. Now, I did not see this person. Um, I did not feel any emotional feedback. I had nothing. I mean, it was literally like looking at a scene. So maybe I was looking through his eyes. I don't know. But I can't tell if he was dead or alive. So on the top portion there, it shows post up at the site. Then it says green grass, northwest, south, and then there's like a basic description. Open. I was looking at an open space dry grass. I had a mountain ridge, according to what it felt like and looked like, to the northeast, or I'm sorry, northwest, and a smaller rounding hills to the east, and open, and then a far off ridge. So basically, it felt like um, kind of like a high desert area, dry grass, browns, blacks, and other colors. So it was a fairly dry area, but you could smell water. So it was really confusing that you could smell the water. So I was, because I couldn't see or feel Richard, and I had a lot of trouble with trying to catch any emotional feedback. I felt that I couldn't make a determination whether he was alive or dead. Now the girls, on the other hand, were very convinced that Richard is alive, and he is currently healthy, or currently okay. So that was the first, as uh, floating in water. So there was like this feeling of letting go. So he was floating in water one day, and it felt like he was letting go. So like he was in a lake with his arms out. And again, I didn't see it. I didn't feel it. I was only seeing the landscape. So I couldn't quite connect as well as the girls did. Both girls were uh, very adamant that he felt alive. Very interesting. So if you look over here on the right side, it says let go and release. And it's kind of like they were telling me that it felt like he let go and he released his past. So he's no longer tied to whatever event or whatever happened when he left or when he disappeared. So maybe they were thinking maybe he is alive but kind of like in hiding, or just just not there. Okay? So that was the first board that I did. I had some more data, like my ideograms showed structure, and I felt that there was possibly like a path or a road nearby. Okay, and okay, so here we have. Let me see if I can enlarge this. This one was really interesting. So what I tried to do is I tried to have the girls tell me about the location, and all three of them uh, were felt like they felt slightly rolling to the south, open, arid and gritty. To the east was like a cliff range. There was hidden multiple structures, possibly like a trailer park or something. But there was like multiple structures with spread out greenery. So there was greenery there. So it wasn't a complete desert, but it was very spread out. And there was possibly a path there. And one of the girls actually said there's a bike wheel nearby. And I really kind of pressed in on that and I try to say, well, okay, so what does this bike feel like or bike wheel feel like? Is it attached to, is it a regular bike wheel? Is it a mountain bike wheel? I mean, does it feel like he was off-roading on a motorcycle, so a really big motorcycle wheel? And they were trying to figure out the size of this wheel, and it turned out it felt more like a mountain bike rather than like a 10 speed with the very narrow wheel. So it felt like a mountain bike and possibly a battery powered one. But it did feel like a bike wheel was nearby our location where uh, Richard Cleve was at. And reinforcing is they were feeling that he wanted to be free. At no point did I actually connect with Richard or have this emotional feeling. In fact, I had to literally open up everything to really look inside and try to look through his eyes. It was really tough for me. I just didn't have the same feedback that they were having. So again, multiple structures, single stories, spread out greenery, um, and that was north. And to the north, we did decide that it felt like a mountain range. Okay, let's get rid of that. It was fairly interesting to see that we had a lot of similarities because it the feeling of this particular guy was quite unusual. So here we have, okay. So one of the things I did is I did kind of like a body check, but my problem is I don't know if the body check was pre or post, um, you know, the event. So I was kind of looking at drugs and tobacco, kind of like a brain abuse where there was damage to his brain. And one of the girls said he had like throat problems or throat issues. So it really, to me, it felt like he was having acid reflux, where the stomach acid would literally come up and eat your throat and destroy your throat lining. So for me, I feel like either he was under high stress or high problematic living. And I concluded that one, he probably possibly smoked. He probably drank a little bit. So I mean, I don't know for a fact, but and the other thing is I don't know when this was. So possible drink tobacco, but definitely stomach issues. Now I didn't check to see if he had stomach issues from the form of cancer or if he had throat cancer. I didn't do a full body scan. I didn't do any of that. Because my problem was I always have a hard time connecting to him. So during this whole time, uh, the girls were very insistent that he had cut loose. And cut loose meaning he had left whatever situation that was causing whatever problems it was. Uh, so at the time that I specified, which was Saturday at, I think it was noon, Richard Cleve, uh, happy and at peace. Now, and peace and well. You can see there's two different things there: peace and well, happy and at peace. Now, even at that point, I could not connect to him. So what I tried to do is look through his eyes to see what he saw. And again, I didn't have a lot of success. Uh, the little stick figure drawing I was doing was to kind of take a closer look at his body conditions. And some of the details that came through, the throat issue, the stomach issue, and again, because I don't know when this body issue was, I don't know if it was the day of or you know, when he finally disappeared. It was very hard for me to kind of narrow down to at what time because I couldn't quite connect to the guy. I could seem to locate him, but I couldn't quite connect to him. So that's the third image, I think, or is it the second image? I can't remember. What do we got? Oh, hotel. One of the girls, pretty sure it was Aura from my group, said that there was what felt like a hotel sign. So a hotel sign, it might have been Susan and it might have been Shannon. I'm not really sure. Black letters. So this is AOL of a possible sign. Now, I mean, is this an AOL of a possible sign, or is this an AOL of if he's alive, is he living near somewhere where there's a hotel, or is he possibly living in a trailer park? Because again, the sprawling single-story uh, structures that are near where we went to was very interesting. So it's I can't conclusively say anything as far as what it was. Okay, so there's well regular, but possibly okay. This is just another description of no, I think this is the third image, so or second image. Okay. And this should be the last one. Okay. So what this is this is looking west. Okay. So off in the distance we had black rolling empty space. And what one of the girls described it was like mounded. So it was like hills that were mounded. So off in the distance you can see an actual hill, but before you get there you have these like mounds or height changes for whatever the terrain was. So they're not actually mountains or hills, they're just, you know, mountains. Um, the other really interesting thing is I saw a marker. Okay, it's a reflective uh, U-shaped chunk of fiberglass or plastic or something. It's a standard marker either on the highway or trails that we have in Washington State, and I think it's in California too, where the dirt roads and stuff all have um, markers to let you know how many miles from camps and stuff. So the the mile strip marker thing had what I thought was 17. So it was a 1 and a 7. I didn't see much else. I just saw a 1 and a 7. Um, I can't remember who brought up the 357, but a lot of the markers have multiple. They've got big numbers and small numbers, or they have lots of numbers that are stacked up on top of each other. So, um, regardless, there is a reflective strip marker in the area that we went to find Richard. Whether he's alive or dead, at that day he was at that marker or near that marker, and the marker was near either a path or a road near, very near this site that we were looking at. My impression was that it was a gravel road or a very large path. So I didn't feel asphalt. I didn't see the black tar. I didn't smell the road. Roads have the particular oily smell. Um, so the bottom drawing is basically you're looking at north. And one of my key features on this particular mountain was one, it was by an area alien event. Uh, Roswell, New Mexico, where they picked up the saucer. So the deal with that is it was over in that general area. This is a black mountain, and to me, it felt like it was in a particular mountain range near New Mexico. And Aura also felt that there was a feel that it was in New Mexico. We kind of looked on Google Maps over toward San Bernardino Mountains, maybe trying to find an area where it had this particular setup. Oh, yeah, yeah. Did the audio cut out? I don't know. Um, so I have a definite feel that it's somewhere near New Mexico, and there's actually a mountain range that I can pick off a map and say this is what it feels like and this is what it looks like, because this mountain range has a lot of unusual energy to it. The girls weren't sure on this, and they weren't convinced yet. They do feel that there is a mountain range to the north. So um, the mile marker, and if I'm right about that mountain range, I should be able to easily track backwards to look for either a dirt road or a path, which is used by bikers and hikers. Maybe even see if I can find a campsite where um, they pull trailers. Because the other things that I got was in this area, not too far away. There's like trailers. There's like thin skin travel trailers where you can drop a trailer off and then go do other things. So I'll probably set up and do another single view on this and see if I can get any more feelings as far as whether he's alive or dead, because I never could connect, and location, and see if I can narrow down the location. And I'll see if I can narrow down where that orange strip is, because it's a very distinct orange reflective strip, and it has numberings on it. So hopefully, hopefully I can get this all together and get a little bit more data out of it. If I can, that'd be great. If not, then see what we can do on the next round. Hopefully next time I can get this put together and get this off to you in much more timely manner. In the meantime, thanks for watching. I appreciate it.